Okay, it is. Hello, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the very last lesson on this week's topic, which is basic financial literacy. I have shared the training slide, because we've had a lot of network glitches. We've had a lot of network glitches this week. So I shared the training slide so that you can go through it, the assessment, have a basic understanding of the basic financial literacy, and then to be able to take the assessment tomorrow. So today, because of all the network glitches again, I'll just go through everything that we've done. It will be a summary of all that we've done from Monday up until now. So let me share my slide, and then we can continue. All right. So the objective of this class is for you to learn basic financial literacy. It's not really about how much you have at the moment, but for you to know what money is, how to earn it, how to save it, how to multiply it, how to invest it. Just basic information. So by the end of this, you should be able to have fundamental knowledge and skill in managing money responsibly. And you'll be empowered to effectively deliver financial literacy concepts in an engaging and age-appropriate manner. So you can talk about it with your colleagues, you can talk about it with your children or the young people that you're mentoring, intelligent individual. So we want to foster a generation of financially intelligent individuals. That is why we are taking this course. Understanding money. What is money? Thing that is generally accepted as payment for goods and services. And we use money. Why we use money? It makes trading easier than, bartering, swapping things directly. We talked about it extensively, the history of money, how we moved from trade by barter to the coin, the cowries, to having these notes, paper money and coins and digital money that we all know about today. So please watch the first video to be able to have a general concept of the introduction and the history of money. So there are different forms of money. We have the coins, the bank, which is the cards, the online payments. So when you have an alert, you open your phone, you see 200,000 naira alert. You're not seeing a paper coin, but you know that you have money. And if you want to make a payment, you can do a transfer and the money goes and the money comes. So it's digital money. So these are the different forms of money that we have. Now we talked about needs versus wants. Do you really need it? So needs are things essential for survival and well-being, like food, water, shelter, clothing, education, healthcare. These are essential things that you need. Of course, you need to eat. You need to see the hospital when you are sick. You need to go to school to get an education. These are essential for survival. They are needs. And then there are wants. Wants are things that you desire, but are not essential for survival. Example, toys, video games, fancy clothes, treats. You know, these are things that you can basically do without, but you just want them to make your life, much more glamorous. So you have to, know how to prioritize between needs and okay, let me go back. So things that constitutes, the value of an item is the usefulness of that item to you, the quality of that item, the rarity of that item. These are things that determine how much you are willing to pay for an item. For example, when you pay 2,000 naira for a loaf of bread, that is the value of that bread to you. And that is why you're able to part with an amount of money like that, 2,000 naira to buy that loaf of bread. It's important to you. This is, if you don't feel that this bread is worth 2,000 naira, if you don't feel that this bread, the value of this bread is worth this amount, you will not spend money on it. So value has to do with the usefulness to you, the quality, the rarity of that product. Most designer products are very expensive because of the rarity of it. They make just one of these in the world, so everybody wants to have it. It makes the price to be so elevated. Another thing that constitutes value is the demand. So if a piece of item becomes a very high demand, before you know it, the value of that item goes up because a lot of people want it. So these are the concepts of value. And in earning money, there are different ways that we earn money. These are things that we talked about on day one. We earn money through, skills, selling things. If you're a child at home, maybe through chores, through offering products and services. It can be intellectual, it can be physical, but you always have to offer some kind of value before you can exchange it for money, either with your time, your presence, your intellect, your physical, strength. The idea that work provides value and in return, we receive money. So this is how we earn money. Money doesn't just fall on you. You have to understand that to be able to earn, you have to offer something in return. And to be able to earn a lot, you have to offer things of high value to people. For instance, there are many sugar sellers in the market, even on your street, but you cannot compare them with Dangote. Dangote supplies sugar to so many more people, so almost all Nigerians and people across Africa and other places. The number of people that Dangote is reaching is what determines his wealth. So for the person on the street that sells to a couple of households, even though you're selling the same products, you cannot have the same amount of money. You cannot earn the same amount to understand about earning money. The more population you serve, the more money you earn. And the more products or value or service that you offer is of high value. So it can be a premium product where you price it high. The more money that you earn, but the concept of fair price. Now let's move ahead. Part of financial literacy is introduction of budgeting. Budgeting is basically a plan for how you will spend and save your money. A plan for how you will spend and save your money. If you don't have a budget and you're earning money, you will not know where your money goes. Your budget is to know where your money goes. Your budget, someone said a quote, it says that your budget is an expression of your value, because where your money goes determines what you value the most. So you can say, I love to help the poor. I love to help the poor. I am so generous to the poor. But when we see your budget and see how you spend your money, we will actually know whether your value is in helping the poor. If your money goes to personal items, my children, my family, my this one, and there is no charity to the poor in it, then your value is not in helping the poor. So your budget, where your money goes, determines what is valuable, what is important to you. Simple budgeting steps. Know how much money that you have. That's the basic. If you're working, how much money are you earning? How much money is coming in every month? Decide what you need to spend money on. Your needs first before you get to your wants. Decide what you want to save for. It's important to have a goal for your saving, because if you don't have a goal for your saving, you end up saving to spend it. But if you have a goal for your saving, as you're saving it, you're putting that money towards that thing that you're aiming at. Then you track your spending. Another important thing that I need to say here is, when you decide what you need to spend your money on, there is this principle of 10, 10, 10, and 70. So 10%, for Christians, people like us, 10% we give to God as tithe. Another 10%, you put it in your savings for your future. The third 10% is what goes to giving and charity. And then the remaining 70% is what goes to your needs and to your wants. So if you have that in your mind, you already know. You create your own percentage. But if you have this 30, 70%, any money that comes to you, you just automatically know that 30% we save for big goals. Like I said, you have to have a goal for your saving. If you're just setting money aside without a goal, you end up spending the money just like that. So you have a big goal. Do you want to buy a new device? You want to buy a house? You want to buy a car? You want to build, you want to buy a bicycle, is it for education? Let there be a goal. Can somebody pick up my phone, please? You have to have a big goal for your saving, for unexpected expenses, for emergencies. You have to save towards these things. You have more choices in the future, the more you will have more choices. Okay, so the reasons why we save money for big goals, for unexpected expenses, emergencies, and so that you can have more choices in the future. Setting financial goals. It's very, very important to set these financial goals and then to set out different ways that you can save. For starters, we talk about piggy bank, And you can do that, digitally now. There's Piggyvest and some other saving apps that you can always download and program the amounts that you want to save and how you want to save it. The consistency of the saving. Smart. Let it be specific. Exactly how much do you want to save? Let it be measurable. Like if you're taking out this amount every day, how long will it take for me to get to this specific amount that I want to save? Let it be achievable based on the resources that you have. Let it be relevant based on the goal that you have. And finally, let it be time bound. There should be a time, for the saving. Is it 1 month? Is it 1 year? Is it 2 years? So make this thing specific and simplify for younger people. The saving can be short term, it can also be long term, depending on what you want to save. If you want to save for a vacation next summer, you can call that maybe a midterm goal. Of shoe, it can be a short-term goal. If you want to build a house, be a long-term goal, or you want to get married, or you want to go to the university in 3 years, is a long-term goal. So these are the different ways that you can save. You can use your piggy bank in the house. This is basically for children. And you can use your digital apps available online. Even with your bank apps now, you can save and make your saving goal smart. Okay, we are just is on his way to now. The power of compounding simplified and avoiding unnecessary spending, making money and smart spending habits. Money makes money. Money is what you use to make money. Because when you invest it, it compounds, it multiplies. When you save your money in a bank, the bank sometimes gives you extra, which is interest for letting them hold your money. Sometimes most of them do business with your money and they share the interest with you and give you the interest. That little extra money also starts to earn interest. Or you save your money and you take it and put it in an investment. Please, can you fast answer it? Avoid unnecessary spending. Think before you buy. Answer it. Hello, sir. so sorry for the distractions, but we're talking about the power of compounding. When you save your money in the bank gives you little interest and that compounds. You can also save, your money and then you put it in an investment, whether in stock, in bonds, in real estate, or in any kind of in agriculture, and the money produces more, it multiplies. And with time, it keeps compounding. That is the power of compounding. You use your money to make more money. So that is why the saving is important. Have anything to use to unnecessary spending. Think before you buy, compare prices, avoid impulsive buying, just seeing this thing, okay, let me just buy it immediately. Can you sleep over it? Sometimes when you just sleep over it and wake up, you realize that I don't really need this. I really do not need this. So avoid unnecessary spending. You can simply keep it aside and put it in an investment, and the money grows for you to do something much more valuable. Making informed decision, gathering information before you buy anything, especially things, expensive things. Gather information, read reviews. Oh, this one, I'm expert in reading reviews on Amazon or Jumia or anywhere. What are people saying about this product? The people that have bought it and used it, what are they saying? Is it good? Are they recommending it? Are they saying you should go ahead or you shouldn't? Also understand advertising and marketing. What is advertising? How companies try to get you to buy something. You might just watch an advert of a food being sold, all of a sudden you're hungry. They are getting you all the time. There are things all the time trying to get you to spend money. Even walking into a mall, as in the products, you go for sightseeing or window shopping, everything is talking to you, buy me, buy me, buy me, especially when you have money in your pocket. Buy me, buy me, buy me. There should be a discipline for, there should be financial discipline. So don't buy out of emotions. Plan your spending. And that is the good thing about budgeting, because when the spending is planned and budgeted, you find that you don't make impulsive buying, no matter how it's pushing you, because there is no plan to buy that thing. These are basic financial literacy. I think we're going to stop here because I'm expecting my supervisor. We still have tomorrow. We can finish up this tomorrow, or you can read up the slide. These are really easy and simple, easy and simple to understand. But we can finish it up tomorrow, and then we have our assessment. Thank you so much for joining us today, and I'll see you tomorrow to round up this training. Bye, everyone.